I'm going to go on top with this.
Look.
Anita.
Connor.
Shake my hand, it's too far to hug, isn't it? Could this be any better?
Beautiful.
Could this be any
Absolutely
better?
gorgeous.
It is a beautiful day to be alive and do a podcast.
And we're in a beautiful place.
I know, aren't we?
Beautiful birds, beautiful trees.
The birds are shining, the sun is singing.
Is twittering, as it does.
I know, I'm here with one of my favourite people on earth. And I say that about all my guests, but this time I actually mean it.
All right, so all the other times you lied.
What?
You just,
I'm just flirting with you a little bit, Anita. Thank you for coming down, I really appreciate it.
I'm excited to be here.
This is the third time?
I think so.
We've done a podcast now. One broke and that was my fault. I'm really sorry about that. We did this podcast before because this one's going to be about you, isn't it? We did this one before, but I set the equipment up wrong. And then the podcast was beautiful and I was so happy, and then I tested it and my heart just sunk, and then I called you and I was just, I know you weren't bothered, but you've got that stoic mentality. So now we're back again. We did another podcast, didn't we? About me that time.
I loved doing that. That was so good.
Thank you for that one. That was something completely different, wasn't it? Asking random questions, and it went in all kinds of different random directions. This time we're about you though, because you're one of, if not, I don't know, one of my favourite transformation stories ever of all time. It's just been unbelievable.
Yeah, I still can't believe it.
I know you still can't believe it because we had to have a meeting at the Gatehouse Cafe, which is usually where we do the podcast. We're at Kenwood Hall.
Yes, we are.
In Nether Edge. Look at this with the meditation music in the background. Let's just silence for a second.
Yep. That's enough.
Beautiful, beautiful. There's some large birds that are about this tall.
An egret. It was an egret, wasn't it? The tall white one, shaped like that.
I am a nutritionist, not a birdologist. I don't even know.
Birdologist. Ornithologist.
Is that literally the name?
Ornithologist.
You know some things.
Some weird shit.
Anita Grant.
Weird shit, man.
So if it starts coming up behind me, please say something. Okay. If we have to
watch the bird.
If we have to abort the podcast, I saw it fly across,
and I thought, little beaky thing comes up behind you.
It was like this big.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh my lord. But it's beautiful. So yeah, we had to have a meeting at the Gatehouse at Kellam Island, didn't we? The place where we usually do the podcast, because you wanted to take your weight loss journey even further.
I did.
Because we already got you to the place where you wanted to be.
Yep.
And you originally didn't think you'd get there.
No, but I got there. And in retrospect, which is a fine thing, I wasn't happy with how I looked.
So...
But I didn't realise it.
So you got to your original goal and it wasn't where you wanted to. It wasn't where what you expected or where you wanted to be when you got there.
I didn't look how I wanted to look, or how I imagined I would look.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like you say, it's not about the number. It's about what you feel when you look in the mirror. And
nobody believes that until they get there.
Yeah.
Everybody believes it's about the number until you get to the number.
Exactly.
Looking back now, and you can see, we'll talk about this like going forward, but now you see other people in the community going through this same thing, and how many people get to their goal and then that's not their goal.
Yep.
There's no big crescendo sometimes like people think there's going to be. There's no fireworks display where, oh my god, you wake up and everything's gold and it's all changed. No. It's you change as a person on the journey onto the way there, and then it shifts sometimes what you're even wanting.
Yeah.
Go on, continue.
No, I honestly did not realise how true that was. Like, I'd heard you say it a number of times and it just, went out into the stratosphere somewhere.
Your goal weight was 75 kg,
76,
wasn't it?
76, yeah. 76 was my original, sort of like 4 years ago.
And how tall are you?
168.
Do you know that in feet?
Yeah, 5'6".
5'6".
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so that's pretty slim anyway.
Not really.
Well,
I didn't think so.
Okay.
Well, I was 90 kilos.
When we started?
No, when I started.
Okay, nice.
When I got to that, the straw that breaks the camel's back point, when you just think, okay, this has gone far enough, I have to do something. I was 90 kilos. Which, whatever, I don't know what that is in stone.
Neither do I.
Fat ass. That's what it was.
Okay. That's what you felt like. I don't know. I don't know what that is in stone.
Yeah, no, whatever. I think maybe it's 14.
I was going to say 14ish.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. So initially, I numerous times before in my life, I've done different, fat loss clubs, Weight Watchers and stuff, and another one that was run by a woman associated with the hospital where I worked.
Back in Australia. You enjoyed that one?
Yes, that was all right. I did okay.
Yeah.
I did okay.
Yeah.
But I did the thing where, you go the first night and she says, people have got to within 100 grams of their goal weight and then they just put it all back on, and I just thought, oh, Jesus, I'd never do that. That's just fucking stupid. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's common, isn't it, though?
It's very common.
It's called yo-yo dieting.
Yep, very common.
Is that the term in Australia as well?
Yeah. It's very common, and
Goes down.
I've done it more than once.
Up,
yep.
Straight back, doesn't it?
Yep. And
it's not quite yo-yo dieting, because for most people it goes down, it comes back up further than it went.
Yes. Rebound dieting almost.
That would be
or
nice.
Or rebound fat gain, maybe. Whatever you want to call it.
I understand.
I mean, and now I understand that I did that because I didn't know any differently. I didn't have any skills to maintain my weight. A lot of my weight changes as an adult have been related to emotional type things going on.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
again common.
Yeah, you're happy, and then you're fat and you're happy. You're like, fuck it, I'm fat, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm a person who completely stops eating when I'm seriously, emotionally stressed.
You stop eating when you're stressed?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Completely.
For myself, I
feel
find
sick.
I find if I'm a little bit stressed, I eat loads. If I'm very stressed, I eat nothing.
That's me. That's what I do too. Exactly. Yep. So at times I've lost weight, but it was not a primary thing that I was doing. It wasn't a conscious choice. It was just totally as a result of.
It was the stress diet.
Emotional things going on, and once I got really sick and I lost heaps of weight, and I thought, right. This has been, it wasn't nice being sick, but I thought, I've been given this really good opportunity.
The illness diet as well, the stress diet, the illness diet.
Yeah.
People use these on the program sometimes, these strategies.
Yep.
They're not necessarily recommended strategies,
No,
but sometimes,
they happen.
Sometimes it's silver linings and you
stuff
just take what you can get, don't you?
Yeah.
So if you get a little bit of extra weight loss.
I think I lost about 11 or 12 kilos. What's that, 20 odd pounds? Something?
Yeah, 23, 24 pounds something.
And I thought, right, this has happened, so I've been given this opportunity, and I thought, right, I'm just not going back to how I used to eat before, but over a period of months.
What weight were you at this time? Were you getting down to the 76, your actual goal, or the time with the lady in Australia and the illness and stress diets?
Yeah,
all right,
somewhere in the 70s. Yeah.
So you were getting there multiple times then?
Yeah,
right,
but not staying there.
Yeah,
not staying there.
Yeah.
And then gradually, over a period of months, I just gradually, little bits and pieces, one thing at a time, I started doing again that how I used to eat, and then
the old habits.
Yes, just it took quite a few months. It didn't take. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
And before I knew it, I was eating breakfast at McDonald's and all the things and that, and then back up again. Never again.
Is all this in Australia that all this went on?
Yep.
So then you came to England how long ago?
2000, August the 5th, 2010.
Yes, if you know the date.
I do. I remember dates for things. My husband thinks I'm weird, but I do.
I think you remember things that are important to you because you're a big Aussie, aren't you? You're big on it. I know. I was just going to say you've got tattoos. You have a kangaroo on your neck, don't you?
Which side is it?
It's this side. Yeah, probably can't see on the camera.
Yeah.
You have rocks around your house from Australia, don't you? If you wall the entire thing in, do you get to make your own laws?
I might kind of put them into a little map of Australia.
No way.
Maybe.
That would be epic if you did that.
On my desk. I might do that. I'll do that at home. So I've got some gigantic. Ching bought me this great big bloody lump of rock. I just wanted this little. All I want's a pebble from somewhere. And she brings me this great big lump of rock, so that can be the middle.
Ching's another lady in the group who's done absolutely phenomenal,
Yeah,
hasn't she?
yeah, don't see her much anymore.
No,
She's flown the coop.
yeah, she's
Yep.
she's moved on to more fitness style goals. She's still around in the online community
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yep.
Yeah, and she's still exercising at the gym and stuff like that. So she's still trucking
Still
on
doing
just
the
the same. Yeah,
things,
she's
yep.
always getting out and running, and
Yep.
etc. etc.
Yep.
People move on, like we said, to different goals,
Yeah.
don't they?
But for me, I still feel really closely connected with it, with the community and you and the group and everything. And
Well, you've become integral part of it.
just,
It's gone that far,
yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah.
So you came to England, and what was going on with the weight from then?
I'd not long got married, and I was here for a while, a couple of months, until I actually started teaching Zumba. But I was still exercising a bit, but basically I was just eating whatever I wanted. And you know, with your husband dishing out his idea of a serve of mashed potato, which is like Yorkshire size, which is like
Yeah, he's a Yorkshireman. Have you learned to gravy all the things?
I like gravy anyway.
Of course you do.
I like
you wouldn't have
gravy
been
anyway.
allowed in otherwise. You wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have signed the marriage or anything like this.
Oh no, but see, I've got in under not false pretenses, but I've actually got a British passport. I have
course.
dual nationality because my dad was English. So,
Beautiful.
so
You've got gravy in the blood, then. That's why. Okay, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
but Dad-
Yorkshire people's blood's thicker than
but-
other people's.
true. Yes, that's true. But my dad was a Cockney, so my only experience of England, I'd been here a few times, but only to London to hang around there with my extended family there. I'd never been up this end of the country. I had only been to Scotland, so I didn't know anything about the accent or the food or the little funny words and stuff. So still learning.
And we have fun still learning about your little accent and words and things like that as well, which is nice as well. So yeah, you got married. This continued on.
Yeah, I made, you know, the really stupid. Well, no, it's not stupid because I didn't know any better. I just thought because I was going to the gym and exercising, and then I started teaching Zumba, and I basically had the mindset of, because of my lifestyle and job, that I could just eat whatever I wanted. And I've got this, you know, I'm the person who always looks at the dessert menu first. Like, everything's about sweet stuff for me. You know, I could leave the gravy,
But you'd take the dessert,
but I'll take it always.
would you?
Don't tell anyone.
I'd take the hit on the calories and then walk it off. I'd have to take both.
Yeah, but I just foolishly kind of thought, oh, I can just eat whatever I like. Yeah.
Because you were exercising a lot, and you're a very strong lady. You also do gym work.
Hell yes.
You,
I've been for 30 years.
I know you're one of the strongest women I've ever seen in real life that's not using steroids or something like this. That's
Wow.
you know, not a professional bodybuilding sort of thing. Like, for example, I'm going to ask you the bro question. How much do you bench?
Not very much at the moment.
Come on.
Not very. No. Seriously, you know, I had a lot of trouble with my back recently.
Yes, I do.
And I didn't go near the gym, so I've just started back again. Still got this shoulder issue to sort out, which got put on the back bench because of my other back thing. So
The back thing started with powerlifting, didn't it? When you were how old? Very young.
in my 20s.
Yeah, 20s, yeah.
Yeah.
And continued on forever since then, didn't it?
Forever.
Unfortunately.
It's never going away.
Unfortunately. But go on, answer the question about some bench press that you can do. Can you do before the back thing recently?
I actually wanted to get back to bench pressing 60 kilos, but I didn't achieve that. But if I can bench press somewhere around 50 kilos, I'm happy. So I've got a way to go at the minute because I've
You could
taken
do 40 for around 10, couldn't you?
yeah.
Exactly, that is ridiculous strength. 40 for around 10.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You have awful perspective. Sorry.
thank you.
No, terrible perspective. I'm sorry. 90% or more. I'm saying 90 to be conservative estimate of ladies can't bench the bar on its own even once. I've worked in a gym all my life. The amount of ladies I see unrack the bar and get stuck, and the amount of idiot personal trainers that I see put small ladies, or even just standard size ladies, untrained ladies, I should say, anybody untrained, onto the bench press, tell them like where to put their hands up, go through a ridiculous amount of setup about tucking the shoulders back, arch this, and then they just unrack it and just get stuck. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, that's silly.
This is normal strength for people. You're on superhuman strength.
No. But we put it in a bit more perspective. I mean, I've been doing weight training since my middle 20s.
Exactly. That's what developed the superhuman strength. That's what I'm saying. Anyway. So you were doing gym work. You were doing Zumbering.
Yeah.
But the weight still wasn't where you wanted it to be, because you thought the exercise was going to counter the food intake, but it just wasn't really doing that.
And I'd kind of half-heartedly try to kind of like say, right, okay, Monday morning, okay, right, I'm going to try and eat a little bit better this week, sort of thing. And I mean, I might get to, if I got through one day, I think, okay, right, maybe you can do this again a little bit longer. And then there's got Tuesday, it's like, oh, well, fuck that, no, I'll buy a chocolate bar, and then I'll get a cake, and then we'll have takeaway for dinner, and we'll have dessert as well. And that's like, oh, that's another day shot, just.
But it's just normal.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's normal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Did you try any dieting programs in England before you came to see me?
No.
Okay.
Did I? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, that's a lie. Fuck that. Well, no. When I had the pivotal moment of, right, I have to do something about my weight, which was when I had a pair of Zumba pants that it had elastic waistband, and then the rest of the material was non-stretch. So when I squatted, it cut into my stomach. Okay. And it was after Christmas, so I just had several weeks off, and I was just sitting at home in the cold, not going outside in the cold weather, and sitting at home and eating chocolates and Christmas pudding. And then I went back to start teaching again, and when I squatted, that was so tight, and I just thought, something's got to give.
Was that the straw?
Yeah, and I chose Slimming World. The only reason was because Josie Ellis was already at Slimming World, and she'd been doing okay. I didn't know anything about it before I bopped along to the first meeting. So, yeah. So, to their credit, it took me 4 months to lose 15 kilos.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My weight just went down,
That's
down,
good.
down. Not the same amount every week, but it went down.
Yeah,
I didn't have any big.
But what did you just describe? That you were takeaway, chocolates, bit
cakes,
of this, bit of that, and then you joined Slimming World, and they're not a calorie controlled program. No, they're a quality controlled program. So you went from eating a lot of junkier style foods, processed style foods, to were you following the Slimming World plan? Eating the veg, eating the stuff in the order, following it through. Doing beautiful.
Doing the things, counting the things, and
beautiful.
I thought some of it was a bit stupid.
Okay.
And I just ignored it, because I just thought, if I eat tin fruit that's not got any sugar in it, it's the same as eating a piece of fruit. So fuck that off. Like anything that's not logical to me, I just like, no, that's just bullshit. So I ignored little bits of it, but in the bulk of it, I stuck to it. So
very nice.
So yeah, 4 months I got that, and I got down to the 76 kilos or whatever it was. And then it was Christmas, and then I put some on again, and then I went back to Slimming World again, and nothing happened. And then I did that, the extra easy thing, or it's probably changed now, I don't know. But then I wasn't losing anything, and then I thought, right, I'll try really, really hard, and I'll do this extra, tighten it in even more, whatever they recommend, I can't remember. And nothing happened. It's just like, nothing happened. There's nothing going on here.
And now looking back at it again, how common of a story is that you've seen that Slimming World works the first time for people, and then the second time it doesn't?
Yeah. And then, as I only believe really in randomness, it was just random luck that I already knew Emma
From
through
Zumba.
Yep. And
Emma Stewart, one of the other coaches on the group.
Yep. And so I think one day she must have posted something, and I just messaged her, and then I came along to the meeting, and I think it was probably the second meeting, wasn't it? The second Sunday meeting ever, or how many? Because
I don't remember.
There was Marie Rowlett was there.
Yeah.
There must have been a couple, Ching maybe, or didn't I meet Ching till a couple of weeks later?
Ching had already been doing one-on-one with Emma before we created the group
Right.
training program, so Ching would have been in. Because originally when we created the group program like it is now,
Yep.
Myself and Emma had been doing one-on-one for a
Yes,
long time.
yeah.
And she coached all the females and I coached all the males.
Right.
I still had some female clients, but
Yeah.
not too many.
Yep.
And we did one-on-one coaching with people, and then we kind of got bored of all our clients doing well separately, and we thought we want to create a community for everybody that's going through our, despite it being one-on-one, we wanted everybody to see each other's successes. I got
Yeah.
bored
Yeah.
of telling people about Anita, who's done really well, and she tried this and this, so why don't you do this?
Plus, for you to be teaching that amount of information on an individual basis,
Oh yes,
that's a bloody lot of
Yes.
talking, man.
it is, and
That's a lot of words.
yes, and we were fully booked
Yep.
for
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
or more,
Wow.
with a waiting list, and I called it the graveyard list
Yep.
because the people on it never got sore.
Yeah.
Because the list got longer faster than we could take people off it.
Yeah.
Because how long does it take somebody to achieve their goal? 3 months, 6
Yeah.
months,
Yep.
depending on the size
Yep.
of the goal. I could only ever coach 20 people at once.
Yep.
Emma could do 25. I think she's a better coach than me. I'm serious. I'm deadly serious. She finds it easier to coach people than I do for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, but so how many people are we getting through per year?
Yeah.
Not many, and it's a lot of. We're big on education, aren't we? So I spend a lot of time talking people through things, making sure they understand. So you're right, one-on-one
Yep.
with that. It cost a lot of money for people as well. It
Yes.
cost a lot of money.
Yep.
It was around £249 per month per person,
Yep.
with like 2 to 3 hours per week one-on-one contact. Very intensive coaching.
Yes.
Expensive, but worth it,
Yeah.
because it worked every single time, and people knew. They were just. It was at Kellam Island at the gym, but at the gym group there, we had a good reputation there, and people knew if they wanted to get it done, they would come see us.
Yeah.
And I'm from Rotherham originally,
You are.
where everybody gets paid £7 an hour, including me. So I've got morals, and I don't only want to coach rich people. This is not the game to me. I don't like the feeling that and this was true, this was happening, that there was people that would come to me and they want help, and I could see it. I could see it in their eyes that they were going to make a change, but they couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford it.
No, because that can be a quarter of your monthly income. You
Yeah.
can't afford that.
Yeah.
You can't afford that.
Yep.
But we also couldn't make it cheaper because we've got to make a living, and there's a giant waiting list, and it's very effective. And people didn't have any qualms about the price once they'd tried it, because it was done, and it was done quick, and it was done forever, and it was done well. So then compared to all the money they'd wasted and all the years and time and effort they'd wasted before, they were like, oh my God, thank God.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep.
But then I started talking to my mentors and started thinking about what the next step is going to be for us, because it had just become, it become what it had become, and it was excellent, and we were helping people, but I wanted to help more people, and I wanted to make it easier, cheaper, more accessible, easier for me, easier for the other people. So we firstly started it by getting all the people that were in the one-on-one and putting it into a group format, and we ran the group like that for a little bit of time, testing what it worked like in a group, because we'd only ever done one-on-one. It was just I was helping these set people, Emma was helping
Yes.
these set people. The people we were helping didn't know really who anybody else was. It was all just one-on-one. So we molded it together. It went very well. The results got better because people could feed off each other's
All the
information.
support, yep,
They got two
yep.
coaches, me and Emma, rather than just one. So we thought,
All the peers,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So then I started designing the actual 6 Steps
Yeah.
to Slim program to change what we were coaching people through one-on-one into a systematic thing that
Yep.
people can follow relatively on their own.
Yeah,
You can follow
yeah.
it through it relatively on your own on the way around it, and then tested that, opened it up, voila. The word has
Yeah.
started to spread slowly out, hasn't it?
Yep.
Growing. Because we don't do any marketing. We just do this. We just help people and we just talk.
Yeah.
That's
Word
all
of
we do.
mouth is probably the best
Yep.
the best way to grow business and customers.
And that's why we're here now, isn't it? Because I put a lot of information out on my Facebook page all the time. I talk a lot. I give out a lot of information, and I talk a lot about the program and what it's like. But people don't necessarily believe me because I'm the guy that's running it. So of course I say it's good. I'm obviously biased towards my own thing.
Yeah, that's why you're doing it.
So,
but it's true. It's true.
Of course.
Everything you say is true.
Well, it's not my information, which is why people say things.
You say that.
Well, it's not. People say things like, "Oh, you're really confident on camera," but I don't say things that I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're not here talking about football.
Yeah.
Start asking me questions. Watch me go red. I'll start flapping. Ask me about cars. I can't. No, it's not even going to happen. I only
What
do
about
this.
power drills?
No, come on, come on. I only have one skill. I just talk about nutrition.
Oh no. Oh no. I love it.
I'm just a single lane guy. I'm just simple. I just do what I do and I mind my own business, essentially.
And you're kind of like this wizard.
I'm definitely not a wizard.
Yes, you are.
No, I don't do anything. People do the work themselves.
No, just like the beard and even
I can't wait until it goes grey though, because then I might look wise.
look wise now.
It's, appreciate that.
But like, I don't know, maybe we need to get you like a pointy hat or something.
Do you remember sometimes I did the...
I know, I wish you would do that again. I loved it.
I know. I did the Facebook lives into the
wizard
private
back.
group it was Ask the Wizard, wasn't it? And there's a wizard filter where it puts a grey beard on you and a hat.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I take this stuff seriously, and I just can't. I take it seriously. When people join my program, to them, they're joining a fat loss program.
Yeah.
To me, you're trusting your health and happiness and future in me.
Yes.
I'm taking it more seriously than the people who join the program. They understand once they join how serious I take it.
Yeah.
So I try and make it fun, but it's also just so tough for me.
In some respects, it's a bit like teaching Zumba. Like, it's all about fun and dancing, but I take the whole thing of teaching classes really seriously.
Yeah, you do.
Really.
That's why you're good at it, though, isn't it?
Really seriously.
That's the only way. Oops, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone there.
It's about, doing things correctly, doing things safely, constantly. It's not just about standing up there and going, just do this move, now do it twice, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, does anyone's shoelaces come undone? Does anyone look a funny colour? Is anyone kind of sagging for whatever reason? Even when people go to the toilet, they have to tell me that they're all right, that they're just going for a wee. They're not going out to spew or anything like that. But because I said, well, if you are going to spew, I want to know about it. And now they think I'm weird, but it's just all about their safety. I would take it very seriously.
I know you do.
You exactly what you mean.
You also scale it for people, don't you? So you have
definitely, yes.
Not only do you have different Zumba classes, which are for different levels of ability, and different levels of mobility and fitness and age groups and all kinds of different things. But you also, within each one of those, also show people different levels of how they can follow along. So if you've got 3 left feet like me, and you can't do a single thing, you've been weight training for so long to actually only be able to move one joint at a time perfectly within motion, just only one joint movement. So now you're like a robot.
There's nothing much of this.
I've got no hip movement at all. There's no hip moves in weightlifting particularly.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
There's no moving and shaking. That was an accident.
They just moved.
No, it was the chair. It rocked. No, it's
lied.
unstable on the floor.
Let me tell you something, people. I said to Connor, if he comes to one of my Zumba classes, I will donate the entire earnings.
I'll just pay the earnings.
Charity. Did you hear that?
I'll just, honestly, I just
just want him to come to one class.
You don't understand that I've not got it within my soul to do this.
And he won't.
I've just not got it. I've just not got it within
You're
me.
a mean
You just
person.
let me know how much it is. I'll just donate and not come.
£400 every class.
my only move's sitting in the lotus position. That's my only move, honestly. So I'll come as long as I can sit. I'll just watch and enjoy.
You can do Zumba in a chair.
Can you?
Yes, you can.
I could get into that.
Yes, you can do Zumba in a chair.
I could get into that because that locks down the hips for you.
That's it.
Doesn't it? So now I can. I'm sure I can. Really?
Tap tap.
I could get into this.
Arms.
Perfect. We might have made a deal.
We might have made a deal.
We might have made a deal.
Come to Zumba Gold.
Anyway. But that is your job,
That's my job.
isn't it? Talking about that, your name on Facebook is Anita
Yes.
Grant, isn't it?
I consider myself incredibly lucky. You know, before I come over here, I was a nurse, so I'd done that for like 30-something years in intensive care, coronary care, all the kind of acute areas and stuff. It's a fucking tough job, really tough job.
Yep. I respect
Emotionally,
anybody massively who does anything. I couldn't do it.
physically, mentally,
I understand.
every way. So, and you know, now, I mean, my mum was a champion ballroom dancer. My dad was a musician, and it's just like I've got the perfect parents to do to do this job, and I just love it so much. I mean, even when I was a child, I was like trying to get my friends in the playground to come and practice dance moves when I was like 6.
Yep. You've got that in the soul then.
I think, oh, definitely, yeah, music and dancing and everything. So
Which dance did you tell me you can't do unless you've been heartbroken?
tango,
Tango.
definitely, that's true. If you're a sort of a 19-year-old teenager who's just cruised so far through life and nothing disastrous has really happened, you can't dance tango. You cannot dance it. You can do the steps, but you can't dance it.
That's beautiful. That is
Yeah, very
beautiful.
true.
Why does it comes from the heart, does it?
You have to have been heartbroken. It's the most. Actually, my next tattoo is going to be tango dances. It's my favourite dance. I loved helped teach it. I love doing it. Oh God, it's just so beautiful. It makes me cry.
My heart's walled in by nutritional facts, so
Clearly.
deep it makes me cry. Anyway, so you were a nurse, you're a Zumba instructor. Just because you tell the ladies and gentlemen at home where you teach.
So I've got classes in Thorpe Hesley, Chapeltown, Grenoside, or 2 classes in Thorpe Hesley, and then Dronfield and Killamarsh. So
Beautiful.
mixture of regular Zumba and the Gold, which is the more gentle class.
Fantastic. If people
yep.
want to contact you about this, how?
Just find me on Facebook, Anita Zumba Grant, and my contact details are there. You can message me, you can text me, you can phone me, you can send a sparrow with a message.
People love
whatever.
it, don't they? You support our group with it quite a
Yep,
lot,
yep.
and it's very nice, and I'm very glad and thankful for
And
it.
it's fun.
Yes.
It's fun. Not that you would know that.
I would know nothing about fun at all. I told you I take this seriously, Anita, fitness and nutrition. There's no dance moves where I come from.
No dance moves in Rotherham.
No, not an old Rother dog. No. There's only limping.
And
That's all
dad
there-
dancing, maybe.
Possibly.
Dad dancing, we can all do that.
So you then came to join our program, like you said.
Yep.
Relatively at the beginning.
Yeah, fairly. Yep.
And what weight were you then?
I think I was creeping back up towards 80, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a few weeks away from going back to Australia for a holiday to see my family and my besties. And I wanted to drop some weight before I went because I knew that A, I wouldn't be exercising, and B, that I would be drinking and eating a lot. Because
Yep.
my family's motto is we are never knowingly undercated.
That's on the shield, is it?
Yeah, so it's and big on good food, wine,
Mm-hmm.
all the things.
So that's why you came to join then for the Australian holiday.
Just to drop a few kilos, which I did, and
Of course.
quite extraordinary. I just remember even down to the night before, we drove down to London and to stay at Heathrow Airport before our flight left in the morning, and we stopped and had dinner, and I got an Marks and Spencer's salad. Check the calories first, like yes, you can have that. Then I was going to get a hot drink, a hot chocolate, and so I got that, but it was too many calories, so I only drank half of it and threw the rest away.
Right.
Because and even took some instant porridge to have in my room in the morning, because I was not going to eat anything off the plan of my eating plan until we hit the departure lounge, which I did. So I was very pleased. and I felt really good. And was happy at that point for a while. But then, like you said, I didn't identify it then, but I actually didn't really like how I looked in the mirror.
Okay.
Or I didn't like how my clothes were looking still, yeah, just not happy. So that's when we had that conversation. There were other reasons unrelated, but I actually needed to come to you to talk to you and get your say so that I could lose another stone. Not that I needed your permission, but I needed you to tell me that I could do it. Truth.
Why do you think that was?
I didn't have faith in myself. Because I love food. You know, I mean, I love cooking, I love eating like everybody does, but I just thought it would be too hard in terms of how long or how many calories I would have to deny myself to lose another stone, and I had not been that weight for 30 something years, so I just thought it would just be too hard, and I didn't think that I had the, what's the word? I don't know. I don't even know what the word is. I didn't think that I had the ability, for want of a better word, to be able to actually diet that hard to get to that weight. I thought it would be too hard and I would not be able to do it.
I had faith in you.
I know.
At least one of us did. Otherwise, it's never going to get done. Is it? One of us has got to believe. Got to believe to achieve all those cheesy slogans.
Yep.
And you get them down, yeah.
And you did, and I did it.
And I would say you might disagree. It seemed easier than the one before. You blasted it this time.
Yeah, I think some of the things that did make it easier was, ironically, getting a puppy, because we discovered that once the household settled down and went to bed, if I went back down into the kitchen and turned the light on during the night, which is a thing that I used to do a lot, I didn't sleep very well, and I'd be really hungry in the middle of the night, so I would go down and have some things. And so I couldn't disturb the dog because she'd be yapping and whining and upset and distressed, so I couldn't do that. And I also fixed, just coincidentally, I fixed my sleeping pattern, which I'd had a lifelong struggle with, and do not anymore. Fantastic. I go to bed, I go to sleep, I sleep all night.
That was one of the things, didn't it?
Amazing.
That's one of the things that made a massive difference on the program.
Yeah, and it was just a coincidence that I just tried something and it worked. So.
Well, that's not a coincidence. That's exactly how it works, isn't it? You try different tactics. I tried something and it worked. It was a coincidence. No, it was your effort. Yeah. You decided a tactic. We employed it. It worked.
Yeah, yeah. So now that I don't wake up during the night, I go to sleep and I sleep almost 100% consistently every night. Occasionally I'll wake up and I'm probably back asleep within half an hour.
You're one of the reasons that we put sleep into the program.
Really?
Yes, of
I
course.
didn't know that.
When you joined, sleep wasn't in the program.
I didn't know that.
When you joined, there was only 6 lectures on the program, not 12. And then people kept asking more and more questions and more follow-up questions.
It bleeds out into other parts of your life.
Yeah, and then, like you said, it was becoming too hard for me to answer all these questions over and over again for so many people that the course had to be expanded. So now it's still the 6 steps to slim, but each step's got part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. So technically 12 steps.
Kind of. Although a lot of the steps are optional, aren't they? And
you don't want to be a 12-step thing, because that's like Alcoholics Anonymous. 12 steps.
yeah, it is. You come to the meeting. Hi, I'm Connor. I'm a cakeaholic. Hi, Connor. Around the group.
I don't know if I told you this before. I did. Oh God, it was years and years ago. I joined a same principle as Alcoholics Anonymous, but Overeaters Anonymous.
Really?
So briefly joined that, and then left it because I had to go there and say, my name's Anita and I'm an overeater, and it fucking rhymed, and I thought, I can't do that. I can't be saying that.
No, my name's Anita and I'm an overeater.
So I only went to one meeting
That gets you, doesn't it?
So yeah, anyway.
Woo. So your weight loss got done, didn't it?
It did.
It got
Yep.
done smooth.
Yep.
It got done nicely.
Yes.
Yeah, I changed the program because of you, or partly anyway. Now sleep management's in the program because
Yep.
people change sleeping patterns. I consider it, it's considered the second largest non-nutritional variable for your fat loss or weight management. So after exercise,
Yep.
things that aren't food,
Yeah.
sleep's the next
Yeah,
most important
yeah.
thing. So it had to be put in. So now it's in the psychology section, all about the mind, isn't
Yep.
it? It's sleeps.
My favourite section.
It's my favourite section as
Yep,
well.
yep.
Mark Nixon's coming back.
Yes.
He sent me a picture at 5:30 a.m. of him in Costa with his laptop and a coffee saying preparing for the meeting.
Oh, isn't he gorgeous?
That was like
Oh, I
4
love-
days ago. It's
love it.
ages. He doesn't
Love
need
it.
to prepare. I don't even know what he's preparing. He does it off the dome.
Yeah,
It just comes out
yeah,
of him.
he's got a dome.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
Yeah,
love it. Love it. I'm
so he's
looking
coming back
forward
to
that.
talk about psychology. That's
Good.
going to be beautiful,
Good. Yeah.
isn't it? So you went down to 75 kg, held there, thought that was the game,
Yeah. So,
didn't
yep,
you?
Yep.
Weren't happy. Asked if you could go lower. I said you can do whatever you damn well please. I am not your father. Do what you want.
You're more my son, really. I think.
And then
I'm your mother.
Then we did, didn't we? Then we took it down further, and then you went down to 70 kg.
Yep.
And then there was a little explosion of fireworks. You were like, oh my god, actually. And then you went down to 68 kg,
68 something.
and now it's floating.
I'd say I'm immediately post Easter. I'd say I'll be well and truly 70 something. But
But that's the game.
do you know what? I don't care.
No, that's good, isn't it? That's,
I don't give a shit.
No, it's the buffer zone,
Oh, no?
isn't it? This is what I always tell people. If you want to be a certain weight, it's not about the weight, but if you've got it in your head that you want to be a certain weight, you can't be that weight.
No.
If you just go down to 70 kg, on the day you hit 70 kg, you're not 70 kg.
Yeah.
You're artificially lighter because you're dieting. You've got no food volume, not many carbs, no salts
Yep,
in you
all
much.
that stuff,
Yeah,
the
you're not
water,
bloated,
yep,
low
yep.
water retention or
Yep.
low energy. You've been dieting, you're like, I made it.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say then the first day that you finish the diet and you go up to calorie maintenance to stop the fat
Which
loss.
I didn't.
Well, you don't gain any fat, but you will still gain weight anyway.
Yep.
So then immediately now you're 71 kg and you're like, oh, it's going wrong already. And then the weight starts to come back for people. So I always say to people, create a buffer. If that's where you want to stay, understand that your weight undulates naturally
Yep.
by a few pounds per day.
Yep.
So go a little bit lower, and then if it's Easter, like's just happened, or Christmas or a holiday, and you gain a pound or two, you're not suddenly flapping. It makes no difference. You're still at the goal because you pushed it further.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Just I knew that Easter was coming, and it's like one of my favourite food times in the year. Because I love a hot cross bun and I love a
Did
I
you
love a Easter
make the
egg.
Australian treat?
That's this week.
What's it called?
Anzac biscuits.
Explain to me again. It's from the war.
Yeah, created in World War One. This recipe. It was. Oh, Anzac stands for Australia and New Zealand Army Corps. So this recipe was created probably by the Australian equivalent of the WI.
What's the WI?
Women's Institute.
Apologies for
All-
my ignorance.
All things. Ours is called the CWA. It's the Country Women's Association. But
Okay.
you know, big on cake baking competitions,
Okay.
and scone recipes, and secret tricks, and
Feels like something
about-
I feel like I should
Mum.
know
Yeah,
about this.
So yeah, it was created during World War One. Eggs were scarce during the war,
Okay.
so it was a recipe for biscuits that didn't need eggs, and they last a very long time. So they've got rolled oats, golden syrup, coconut, flour, sugar, and melted butter, and they are absolutely delicious. I might have to make a batch because Anzac Day is coming up
When?
this Thursday.
Ooh.
It's a tough day for me because Anzac Day in Australia is a big day, very big day. Everyone's up at the dawn service. People are marching with their grandfathers'
Very nice.
medals. You know, the next generation marching with their father's or grandfather's medals that they got from the war and stuff like that. Huge day.
Beautiful.
And then you go to the Retired Services League Club afterwards, and you play a legal game called Two Up, and you drink.
A legal game?
Yeah, it's a gambling thing.
Okay.
And you drink stuff.
All
You sit around drinking.
right, beautiful.
So, yeah, but I like to make at the Anzac biscuits and bring them to class to give them out. It's always a tough day for me. But I like to bring that little bit of Australia here.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thursday, I'll try and remember to send you a text. Happy Anzac.
Yeah, except it's kind of sad.
Well,
because it's war related, but
I know.
you know, yeah.
Good to remember though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very nice. So now it's progressed past the weight loss journey for you, hasn't it? And now you're a supporting coach inside the group.
Which I am so honoured to be able to say that I can even help one person once.
You've helped
you know.
so many people, especially at the meetings. You've come down to nearly all of them.
Pretty much.
Pretty much as many as you could.
Yeah.
Pretty much
yeah.
all of them.
They're valuable. They are invaluable, I should say.
People underestimate, don't they?
They do.
Because they think it's going to be like Slimming World's meetings, where there's not really much point going, is there? You just kind of get weighed and then you just clap in a circle of how much people have lost.
Yeah.
But it's not like that, because we're a smallish group, aren't we? And so you see the same people, and we're very friendly and close knit online in the community.
Yep.
So then when people come to the meeting, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
It's just like this, except there's just more people.
Yeah, just a few more people in a different room.
Yeah, we just talk,
Yeah,
don't
and nobody puts shit on you if you put on a pound.
No, because we understand how it is.
Yeah, because
don't
we know what happens. We know what goes down.
Yeah, everybody knows it's up and down for everybody.
Yep.
So we just talk through things. We usually have a topic. Like last time it was stress and craving management.
Which is very important.
This Sunday I'm not sure. I'll probably put a feeler out into the group, see if there's anything. The time after, I think it's Mark coming to talk about. He's doing also stress management and emotional eating and emotion control and stuff like this. Beautiful, building psychology into the program and stuff like this. So you're still coming down now, but you're very active inside the community.
Because I just like talking. I've got a big gob.
But you're a fantastic coach, because you've got massive amounts of experience from nursing, also Zumba, so you've got fitness experience, you've got nursing, so you've got medical experience, but also caring
Counselling
experience.
Counselling experience.
Yeah, counselling experience as well, nutrition experience. You've been through the 6 Steps to Slim course how many freaking times?
God knows.
You must hate my voice. Just the amount.
Au contraire, I love your voice.
Thank you. But the amount of hours you must have just listened to me talk must be unbelievable.
Do you know what I love doing? I love it when I can, when there's a video that I've missed, and I'll put it on in the car and I'm driving, and it's just like the whole car's just filled with Connor Rhodes words, and it's just
vibes.
I love it. I just love it. It's just really cool.
I hope this is nice vibes on the podcast, isn't it? With the beautiful background and the meditation music built in.
I love the water business there too. That's
I do.
Nice.
I really like to think about why things are the way they are and why we like the things we like.
do.
And I really, I know. The time when I realised why we like meditation music, it's because it simulates natural life. Isn't it?
Which is kind of ironical, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're in an office or when you're at home, there's silence, or the fridge is whirring, or the boiler's making a sound, or next doors are banging, or something.
Whatever it is.
This is the natural sound, isn't it? So then when you put meditation music on, it sounds like this. It's taking you back to where you should be.
Where you should be.
That's why you like
I
it.
can hear 2 different sorts of birds over there. One's a pigeon or something, dove, pigeon, something else. I don't know anything about birds. Another's more sort of something twittering away. And then there was that egret there before, and why is the sound of water so relaxing?
Why do you think? Remember,
I know what you just said, but
try and remember the quote. Nothing. I'm going to butcher this because I'm not going to remember it on the spot. Nothing makes sense in biology except in light of evolution. That's exactly perfectly the quote in one, by the way. I did not even screw it up slightly. So it's always to think about what about that thing gives you an evolutionary advantage for survival.
oh, well, if you can hear water, you can find it, and then you'll be hydrated.
You're going to stay alive.
And you won't die.
Yeah, you're going to stay alive.
Yeah.
There's the highest biodiversity on Earth is where land meets water.
Yes.
So there's the most animals there.
Yeah, true.
You can get fish.
Yep.
You can drink.
Yep.
You can bathe.
Yep.
You're not going to dehydrate. So it's natural to hear the sound of running water and think, oh my God, that is life.
Yes. Well,
and
it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It would have been in the past. Now we just turn the tap on and we just take it for granted, don't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, in the past, that's why we like the sound. I always like to think about things like that. I find it interesting. So now you've become an integral part of the community, and you say you're honoured, but I'm honoured. Thank you for that, for helping everybody. People love it. It's nice in the community, isn't it, how people can get different perspectives and opinions. It's not just me helping, it's also you helping, it's also Emma helping, but it's also everybody else.
Yeah, everyone,
all coming together
everyone
as well.
puts their stuff in, and that's fantastic. And I think that it's the same as if I'm teaching dance moves to a class. Everybody learns things differently. So I think we had a bit of a discussion about this the other day, that you might say something one way and you use lots of words, and that might be good for some people, but for some people might go, oh my God, I can't wade through all that right now. And I tend to be less verbose, and that's not a negative.
No, I know, more concise.
It's
I understand.
just like I'm kind of a person. So yeah, I would just be less words, but
yeah. And some people will like both, some people will like one, some people will like the other, and that's perfect, isn't it? It's all the opinions, all the perspectives.
It is.
That's why it's great inside the community, because there's that many people that have been around the 6 Steps to Slim course, and it's got way more information than a master's degree in nutrition by miles. If you did an undergraduate and a master's, you would not know as much as if you've done the 6 Steps to Slim course. You'd know more underlying theory, and you'd know more about research and how to do studies.
But we know everyday stuff.
The stuff that actually makes makes a difference. Practical, applicable, changes that can be made, different options, what changes can be made, what paths those take you down, what are most likely ways to succeed, least likely ways to succeed, and why. All this type of stuff, actual practical implication of changes, because that's what I do. I'm a practitioner. There are people who know a lot more. You know, like Martin McDonald, my mentor.
Yes,
he can talk about nutrition, and I don't know what he's saying. I just nod. I'm like, yes, Martin, those things. I've seen those letters before, Martin, but not in that order. It's like I've got just because he's talking about, he's a nutrition nerd. He doesn't coach people. He coaches me.
He's very cerebral, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not coaching
Yep.
the people listening at home. He's
No.
not for you.
No.
He's for me.
Yes.
He coaches nutritionists.
Yes.
So he's the guy. He's not even the top level of it. The top level of it's the researchers who are in the lab coats doing the actual research. They're the ones asking the questions and finding the answers.
And
Then
then
Martin interprets the research.
Yes.
So then he reads the research and weeds out best studies and worst studies, and then which directs in that sort of way. Then it's my job to take the interpretation of the study and then give that information to somebody who's not got time or to understand all those big words, or to go through frickin' PubMed and find out constantly about all the nutrition research and go, because you can find it out yourself, but it'll take 10 years.
Yeah.
I did. It'll
Yes.
take you a decade.
you need a lot of skills to be doing that.
It
sort of
takes
stuff.
time.
Yes.
And people want to lose weight now.
Yes.
They just want to feel better. They don't want to fuck around. Do they learning all this stuff necessarily? They just want it done. So it's my job to package that, all that information that you've ever seen on all those documentaries and magazines and I don't know, school and whatever else, all that nutrition stuff you've heard from Sandra at work, and then Slimming World and Lighter Life.
Turn it into
Something that's actually understandable, something that actually
absolutely.
just breaks away all the bullshit, skip away all that, what's actually going on, what do we actually know, what's the deal, how's it work.
And this is what you can use
What
in
are your
your
options?
kitchen today.
Yeah,
in
exactly.
Your day.
These are 1 or 2 changes, low-hanging fruit, easy changes that you can make that are going to make a massive difference. Like, for example, everybody gets in distress about the thought of calorie counting, don't they? And then all you have to do is move your thumbs on a phone Like this is how much.
Like you do anyway.
This is how I know.
Like
This is how much.
anyway.
This is how much effort it is. Thumbs on phone.
Yes.
And people lose weight anyway without me telling them to do a damn thing.
Yep.
I don't even have to tell people to drop the calorie intake or to make different changes. The first step of our program is not called calorie counting, is it? It's called mindful eating.
Yes.
Because you don't even necessarily have to calorie count, but you do have to be freaking mindful. You do have to understand what the food you're eating is doing to you, and correct portions for you, and how fast your metabolism is, and how all this type of stuff works, and how it changes. You do have to understand that type of stuff.
And once you do, it's just a habitual thing in your day, because I can tell you, I haven't counted calories today, but I can
Neither
tell
have
you exactly how many I've had today. If I sat down and went, oh well, I've had that and that, and I know that that's that and that's that, and that's what I've had today, so I'm probably on 250 so far.
Is that all?
Well, yeah.
Oh my lord. I've also not calorie counted. This is the game, isn't it? Because you understand what you're eating. You understand roughly what you understand how it works with metabolism. It changes every day. You don't do the same steps every day. Some days you Zumba, some days you don't, some days you gym, some days you don't. So it's always a little bit different, isn't it? So it's not to be nitpicky and too specific. It's to understand roughly what you should be eating, and then looking around, you know you've been a little bit indulgent over Easter.
A lot.
A lot. So now you're tight on it, aren't you? So now you're thinking, all right, so now I'm going to tighten it down a little bit. Same for me. I ate some. We went to the Stratford Arms in Barnsley.
Didn't we?
Beautiful. Oh my god. Cream tea of the gods, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, scones.
Yes.
With jam and cream, soup, fish and chips. What else? Caesar salad.
That was lush, wasn't it?
It was
that
nice.
Was really
what
nice.
else? Rice Crispy, chocolate things.
Yeah, chocolate Easter egg
cookies.
things.
What else?
Oh,
Milkshake.
God. White chocolate chip cookies.
Yes. What else? Flapjack.
Flapjack.
Miscellaneous.
Posset, it was called.
Something. I'm sure that's an animal from Australia.
No, that's a possum.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
So I was also calorie-licious on that day.
Oh my God, that was good.
I also went deep. Yeah, you and Becky Creel, another lady from the group, both better dieters than
Becky Creel,
the number one, the one and only. Hopefully she'll come on the podcast soon.
What a hoe.
You ladies did way better than me and are both on it with the dieting, and we're just like, oh, I'll just eat half of this and then leave it. I'm like, oh, will you?
Yeah.
Putting it straight down. I ended up with about 4 extra things at the end because you were like, I do not give in to pleasures of the mouth. I will try this.
I do.
Oh, it is not worth it.
I have to say, I cook a lot. I know a bit about food in terms of cuisine and stuff like that, and I've eaten lots of interesting things and interesting places, different countries and that, but I absolutely hate wasting A, my money, and B, my calories on shit food.
Your money and your calories.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it.
Yeah.
And if it's not good, if it's not going to get me the mouthgasm thing, I'm not interested. So it's got to be nice.
You've got better at letting things go. Somebody said at the meeting, don't treat your body like it's the rubbish bin.
That was good.
That's intense, isn't it?
Really
don't
good.
treat your body like it's the rubbish bin. If you're throwing it away, why are you throwing it into yourself?
Yeah, put it
I
in
just
the
thought,
rubbish
oh,
bin.
that's intense when you hear that. You think, God, that's true.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
It's a burner, that one.
Yeah, really good, really good. I mean, it's kind of tough if you're a person who, if you're a person who kind of like, I'm quite good at managing money, and I hate wasting money on anything that's rubbish. So if I'm going to spend my money, I want it to be on good stuff, like good food.
Especially the calories, isn't it? It feels like there should be a refund if you buy something and it's rubbish. You think, oh my goodness, it's not good. Last thing then. What would you say has been different about this time on the weight loss then? Why are you so confident this time? Why has it changed? Why has it not got to the 76 and then bounced back? Why has it got to the 76, gone further, and then you thought, and now you've just got it fully under control?
Yep. A couple of reasons. I'm happy when I look in the mirror. You know, I know I could keep going with the fat loss and I could get abs, but I don't want to. And it's your fault that my friggin' leggings and underpants don't stay up anymore when I'm teaching a fucking class. I finished the class and my undies were down around my bottom of my ass and my leggings wouldn't stay up. Sorry, class.
That's not one of the moves. They're building
No,
that into it.
that's your fault.
Yeah.
So
Call it the Anita shuffle. You got to pull the pants up.
I'm happy when I look in the mirror. A lot of my clothes don't fit. I have no jeans that fit me. Even my smallest ones are too big. In fact, we've got rid of them all now. So really happy when I look in the mirror. And I think I'm just, I'm about to have a significant birthday in a couple of weeks, and
21st.
times 3 minus 3.
40th.
You shit at maths, aren't you? And it's always a bit of a, you kind of take a step back, look at yourself, look at your life, see what you've done, see what else you want to do. And I had a pretty tough year last year, health-wise. And this year it just feels like everything is just all gone, everything's in place. We bought a house, we love it. We've got this dog that when she's not biting me, I love her so much, it's ridiculous. Yeah, we're financially comfortable. I actually like what I see in the mirror, and it's just like everything is just,
It's not worth letting it all go.
it's just sweet, and I've got so much. It's all about the skills and the knowledge now that you've given me.
To maintain the weight.
Yep. I mean, even if I put half a stone on, I'm not even.
What would happen?
Well, I'll just take it off again.
I know, in 2 or 3 weeks. Exactly.
Like what I put on over Easter will be gone in a week.
Exactly. And then what? Continue
small
or
change.
just it's done.
Yeah.
And it's just back.
I just need to get my strength back, because I've lost so
From the
much.
back injury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's been a bit
It's one
tough,
thing at a
but-
time though. You do.
Yeah, but and this stupid shoulder thing. So yeah. So lose. Yeah. Chop off. Get rid of what I put on over Easter. Build my strength back up again, because I hate being weak.
And I think it's also not only the knowledge, like you said, I think it's also your ongoing involvement in the community, and the fact that you're helping other people is also helping you stay on it as well, because you're now around in the community and in person, so it's online and
you
in
do
person.
like you do every minute of every day. You have to walk the walk. You can't just talk the talk.
Some people do, but I don't believe in it. Like if some people complain about overweight Slimming World consultants and stuff like this, which technically it's arguing ad hominem, to say that it's arguing against the person rather than at the argument, to say that because somebody's overweight they don't know about weight loss. That's not true. And just because somebody's overweight doesn't mean they wouldn't be able to help somebody lose weight. That's also not true.
Just because you're overweight doesn't mean you're not fit.
No, that's also true. It doesn't mean you're unhealthy either. That's also true. But if it's so easy, then why aren't you doing it?
Yes.
Because it's my job to convince people and to show people that it's easy and it is achievable and it can be done and it does not have to ruin your life, and you can actually be a normal person and go out to eat really nice cream teas, and I go on holiday and I order Chinese and do these things.
All the things.
Yeah, the normal things.
Yep.
But still stay slim. And if I'm trying to convince people that this is a real thing and it can be done and it's not really as difficult as you think it is going to be or anything like this, then why aren't I doing it?
Make no mistakes, it's not always easy.
No.
Like, how many times have I said no to things for the long-term goal to achieve what I wanted to in the big picture? The being hungry, which being hungry is not a world disaster anymore. It used to be.
It can feel like it is, can't it, at the start?
It's not. It's just a sensation.
Before we teach people how to deal with it.
Yeah, comes, it goes. Have a drink.
Again, that's in our psychology section of the program, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big thing though for me. I'd be the person who preventative ate. Like, I would eat stuff if I was going out
Feeling
somewhere.
like you might be hungry.
I might be hungry. I might eat before I go. or take extra stuff. Like, I mean, it's just like you don't die from hunger. Oh, well, some people do. I'll take that back.
Okay.
But yeah, so I just have so much knowledge, and I just know I'm where I want to be, and I want to stay here, so I will.
Fantastic, and thank you for helping other people get to where they want to be and stay there too.
Yep.
Because you're still
Spread
hanging
the
around.
word.
You're still hanging around in the community, aren't you? And in person at the meetings
Absolutely.
and stuff like this. Coming on podcasts to share your story, try and give information. Somebody else who's in the program, who's done beautifully, who's now helping out in the program. So thank you for coming down to talk to me. It's been beautiful weather, hasn't
Fantastic.
it?
I
Very
love it.
calm.
It's
We've
been
managed to choose a
lovely.
place out of the
Yes.
shade, haven't we?
So thank you.
You might be the most sun-averse Australian
I know. I actually think that
in the world.
possibly I should. I mean, I'm kind of technically 50% English anyway, but
That's true.
I do have a British passport, like I said. So, but I think
You
I'm
got
kind
that
of
fair
like,
skin, but that
look.
Aussie mouth.
yeah, that's right.
Got that attitude.
Yeah, gobby.
You like
I think-
barbecues?
I think I love barbecues.
Would you gravy a barbecue?
Fuck no.
Oof.
Tomato sauce
Ooh,
Is
I
the-
respect that.
is the way.
We love ketchup too.
Except I call it tomato sauce. Well, actually, do you know what
We
Australia?
call it tomato sauce. I just
No,
say
everyone
ketchup.
calls it ketchup here. That's
Do they?
American. I kind of, I
I
was
think that might have just been me.
no. I don't like the ketchup thing. Like it's tomato. Actually, you know what we call it in Australia? Dead horse.
No. Dead horse?
Dead
Why?
horse. Rhyming slang.
Red sauce.
Dead horse. Tomato sauce.
Oh.
That's what we call it. If you know, give us a dead
Cockney
horse.
rhyming slang.
Yeah,
That's
which
in
is
your
kind
blood
of
too.
stolen. Which is stolen from London Cockney slang. We have a few Australians.
That's how Australia started, isn't it? All the Cockney scallywags got sent over.
Oh, comics! I know.
Yeah,
I know. We're just
Send
like,
them
we-
over.
yeah, that's right. We just got all the dregs of English society.
We sent them to the most beautiful place on
Oh,
earth.
you
It's us
did.
that's idiots. And now look who came back. Beautiful.
It's
They,
a full circle.
I know, they grew you and
I
then
know,
sent you
I
back.
know.
Beautiful people came out of Australia. Now it's one of the most fantastic places on earth. That'll show us.
It sure is.
Won't
It
it?
sure is.
Bloody hell. Thank you for coming down, Anita.
Thank
I
you for
really
having
appreciate
me.
it. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. If you made it all the way to the end, beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Are we off?
We certainly are.
That's it. Over and out.